So not as much to talk about this week. We did defensive ops, which included a lot of digging, a lot of planning for just stationary fighting, that kind of thing. And it's pretty straightforward. You build a line, dig a hole, put stuff like razor wire up so that people can't get through it, and then you just hold out as long as you can. And there's, more idiosyncrasies that go with that, but there's no point covering in this kind of video. So I thought what I'd talk about a little more is kind of the scheduling and the pace of IBOLC and how it works and kind of what to expect. So IBOLC, like anything in this world, is not perfect. Obviously, there's a ton of moving parts. There's definitely gonna be hiccups along the way, and basically what I found best for that is to just be prepared for anything. So for example, when I first got to IBOLC, there's a lot of miscommunication kind of at a mid-level that determined what we had to bring to a certain field exercise, and it culminated in me having to go to my house back to work 3 times so that I could grab something, then grab something else, and then turn around midway, drop it off again, and then come back. Which basically led to everyone just keeping all their stuff in their car at all times so they could be ready for anything last second, no matter what. And then now, like, smaller things like that have been smoothed out. We're seeing more things come up. So for example, when you start here, you're given a calendar, and that calendar will show you by hour what you're doing every day until graduation. And of course, it's to be expected that there'd be little differences here and there, and certain things might take a little longer, some things might not last as long as you would think. But as I've gone through the course, they've had to make some serious changes along with the scheduling that kind of we've all had to adapt to. And so that's probably a good idea when you get here, is just because the schedule says something, kind of be ready and plan for something else. So for example, when we were in the field last week, it was really nice because we were supposed to come back on a Thursday. We were supposed to do training Monday through Wednesday, and then Thursday morning we'd ship back home. Everyone was super excited, super pumped up, and then come Wednesday evening, we just finished our last mission. A certain high-ranking individual comes and essentially tells us all the things that, based on his opinion, we need to improve on, and what that led to was us staying in the field an extra day. And of course, people were upset. We were looking forward to having a shorter week in the field, especially at that point. It was the 3rd week in a row in the field, and we were just kind of tired of it, really burnt out, and excited to be home for a little bit for once. But things ended up working out. But it's just certain mental things you need to be ready for the unexpected. This week we were supposed to be doing like bayonet training, but then bayonet training was moved to last week, so this week we had a bunch of lectures instead. Huge change of pace than what we're used to, but it was definitely a welcome for our bodies to recover for a few days. We're kind of moving into the end game, kind of bigger picture things looking forward. Next week is what's called Leader Forge, which is, we had platoon sticks, which is like the platoon exercises, and now we're moving on to things that are more company related, so above a platoon level operation. They're bringing captains that are trained to become the commanders to command us while we're practicing to be platoon leaders, and we're all going to coordinate together, run missions, run offenses and defenses, and in a lot more dynamic environment than what we're used to, which is kind of the more standard lanes, very more scripted in how they're supposed to go. Exciting not because it's a lot more dynamic, but because we're finally getting to the end of IBOLC and ready for bigger and better things. But if anyone's wondering why I change the location of my videos every time, it's because there are people in my house all the time, and I'm always trying to figure out where to shoot to not get in anyone's way. Also because I'm self-conscious. But that's a topic for another video.